This is Due by Friday, a weekly challenge podcast with Alex Cox and Merlin Mann. This week's challenge, do something with the show notes. Where's my bell? Hello, Bill. Alex Cox, having an adventure with Alex Cox.
Did you have me muted?
Do I have you muted?
I thought that you were keeping me muted for some reason, and I thought I was in trouble.
So that whole time that I saw your manual red mute button on, that was me muting you?
How do you know it's manual? Are you the king of Zoom?
Am I the king of Zoom?
You could say yes, and I would believe you, just like I believe.
No, and I would be. Did you turn yourself down a little?
I don't. I might have. Oh.
I can turn.
How about that?
Yeah, just stay close.
Hello.
Well, it was my destiny to be the king of pain, but I don't think I'm the king of Zoom because every time I open it, I have many offers. I need a bigger room. It wants to offer me something called, I believe it's called unlimited meetings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, almost as bad as endless shrimp. QED. Can we get the check, please? No, I'm so sorry. Real Upstart will not bring you the check. Well, we gotta go. My dad's sick. No, you will stay here and endure the endless shrimp. Or as we call it, the langoustine infinite. You took French for what, 18 years? How long did you take French? God damn it, you're too quiet. I got to change
25.
my mix. 25 years. What?
Yes.
Oh my
I
God,
took
you're so
French
quiet.
for 25 years.
I
don't know why.
Knob. Hang on. I'm touching the thing, and I never touch the thing. Talk, please. Talk.
I am talking.
Just read something if you need to. I need a lot of your voice for a while, okay?
All right. I am just talking right now because I am double checking that everything is just connected the right way.
Okay. I think that should do it.
I'm not using the beta.
No, you're fine. You can stop now. I think that's it.
Cool.
Hang on. I just adjusted my, of course, my old friend. We're not so different, you and I, pre-PC mix.
Oh, I don't have a pre-PC mix. I've got the...
Well, it's because you ruined everything with woke. Everything that's pre-PC doesn't matter anymore. There's no value, or as you say, irrelevant.
That was good.
Because woke.
We're in woke 2.0. South Park is woke. It's
okay,
very
all right.
Exciting. Whoa, what's
That's a headline. But I tried to watch that legally. Through, you know what? I'm not going to go crazy. I have a rant that has been building up in me that needs to go somewhere at some point.
Yes, I want it now. Please, can I have a treat?
Oh no, wouldn't that be boring at the top of the show?
Okay, so if you don't do the rant, I am going to read the offers that Zoom has for me.
No,
I can get a calendar. I can get a team chat. It's off.
Right. I got the bit.
The schedule is free. I can get clips. Tasks are new. Notes, mail, unlimited apps and contacts.
You're really spinning your tires in the bit that we're not doing anymore.
It's not a bit. I want to hear the rant, and the only alternative is the least funny, not a bit.
No, I've wrote down a bunch of stuff here to talk about with you. I have many things to discuss. Man. See, in some ways, you'll fix that. In some ways, it's you are like an old person. You're very backward looking. I don't think you're a forward looking person. I think you're a forward dreaming person and a backward thinking person.
Expand. Explain. Sorry, I'm looking
American
back.
Left. So.
That's. Excuse me.
But emails.
Progressive. I have never. No, progressive.
Did you watch the Billy Joel special?
Word. No, but I listened to a bunch of Billy Joel songs
so the answer to that would be no.
Everywhere. No, but let me include my but.
Because sometimes when I ask you a question that's a yes or no question, it's just so I can clep you out of some piece of information. I don't need to know the details about why you didn't do something. I just need you to say no.
I'm not saying the details of why. I'm just sharing my enthusiasm
dreaming,
for
backward thinking.
So what's a backward thought?
Gosh, you're getting more quiet every minute. Let's see. All right, I'm not going to write this down. I don't care about titles. No, it's not a huge rant, but no, it's just frustrating to me. So I went to watch that South Park thing, and as far as I know, I mean, I'm not going to chicken problem this. I think we've got the nicest Hulu account you can get. Right? This is not a new topic, but I really want to, as the New York Times says, double down or quadruple down on this one thing that is getting sillier and worse. Here's the basic problem. The basic problem is that, as we all know, I can clap you guys out of a lot of this stuff. If you don't follow the trades, the way things have been going in the last few years, much to some people's frustration, is that the streaming services have realized that getting somebody to pay premium for something is, in the aggregate, given the addressable market, given the price sensitivity of the addressable market, that the features in ad-supported media, right? And they talked about this on that show Jason does that I never remember the name of. But they talked about this for the longest time on Netflix. Oh my God, is Netflix going to introduce an ads tier? Like da-da-da-da, like what's that going to mean? And long story short, the way at least my understanding of it as of now is that the pure streaming play is not going to work for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I mean, it really, there's not, I can't think of that many services that are like category killers as streaming only, except for possibly kind of Netflix, maybe? I don't know. It's not important. But the main thing to know is even Netflix, even HBO, even like all these, the former like premium services, almost all have some kind of an ad tier. And even if they don't have an ad tier, you still get a fair amount of promotional stuff. We all remember, at least I remember, the bad old days of when DVD players couldn't skip past the ads. If you wanted to watch pulled something out of the vault and wanted to watch Pinocchio, you'd have to sit through all these ads for other beloved characters.
Yeah.
But an observation that I've made in the past, this is not unique, but an observation I've made in the past, is it frustrates me when I'm compelled to watch ads, even or especially on a service where I pay not to see ads. And I don't do that because I'm a fancy duchess, or maybe I do. But like one reason I post so much stuff to YouTube, let's just first principles, Clarice, is that I don't get ads on YouTube. If I'm accidentally not logged in somewhere and I see what the YouTube experience is like with ads, I see why people don't click on stuff. But by the same token, it drives me a little bit crazy that I'm paying for, as far as I know, the premium don't show me ads tier. And I'm not being a sourpuss. I mean, if I'm watching something live, there's going to be ads. If I'm watching, baseball or cable news, there's that. But I'm talking about like when you stream through the service, if you've obviously there's the recording functionality, but if I go to my TV and I say play Survivor and it pulls up Survivor on Hulu, there used to be a message. I don't know if they even do this anymore. Maybe this was just a transitional thing. But they used to have messages. It was like, hey, because of this blah, 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 and blah, 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 there's going to be ads. And you're like, okay. All right, well, that's Hulu's choice to do that. But yeah, that's the only deal they could get. And it's like, okay, that's super frustrating to me because Hulu is the one streaming that to me. And I think it's Hulu's ads that I'm watching. I mean, I guess it's CBS's ads. But the point is, that's been really frustrating to me. Okay? And there's a term that I don't know if people still use this term, but there was a term that we would use back in the day to talk about online advertising. And you talk about, paid ads, right? Or placed ads or inventory ads or whatever you call it. But you got these ads that people paid for, right? They gave you money to advertise their product. You had another kind of ads called what we used to call house ads. And house ads it's totally cromulent. Everybody does this. A house ad is like, at the very least, if our site didn't have inventory or most especially didn't have inventory for this situation, you can develop a cascade. There used to be an open source app I used to use for this. You could develop a cascade of saying like, well, this kind of ad unit, this was such a great app. You could place your own like meta units on your site. And then back in the little CMS thing for this, you would say, okay, that is this size ad, and I want you to run this kind of Google ad with this kind of keywords based on the thing. It was open source, and it was really, really cool. And not just a way to fuck with people and screw them up and try to steal their identity, but to serve things that made sense. It doesn't make sense to me, to those old Taboola ads, right? Like,
wait, so was it using AdSense along with something else?
It was whatever you wanted that space to be. So basically you say, this is a right rail second whatever. It's as simple as like, it's basically like using Plone or PHP BB or whatever from back in the day, where you'd have sidebar items that you'd move around in an interface. And in this case, you define certain kinds of ad units, sizes, and then you can do placements. And anyway, everything you could ever imagine. Like it was really but you could create a cascade, right? And a logical cascade, sort of like a cascade in the DOM or in CSS, where you have descendants. And you could say like, okay, if my super duper premium ad is still available, has a certain number of impressions, like, gosh, of course, show the super premium ad, but then you could also say only show the super premium, like, and by that I mean like a brand ad. Maybe you got an ad for Coca-Cola or Microsoft. So like but you can say like these try to push out these really fancy ads, and if that doesn't meet the advertiser's criteria, you develop a logic for this, and you get fallbacks, and you say, okay, if we don't have super premium ads, show the like regular old inventory ads, and if we don't have the inventory ads, show the like bottom of the barrel Taboola type ads, and if we don't have those ads, we've got units for every kind of ad unit we've got a house ad. What's a house ad? It could be, but it's an ad for yourself or for your other services, right? So like a house ad in my day would be, if you go to example.org, you might see an ad for Microsoft, you might see an ad for Coke, but then you'll also see ads for things at example.org. Like, hey, register for free to get blah, blah. Or, you have 15 seconds left to order this foot rub, or like whatever it is you want to do, right? But you know what you'd never want, and what really feels cheap, is when you get nothing but house ads. So if you went to example.org and it was one of those old school mid-2000s or like late 2000s, riddled with just junk ads, and you can barely see anything, the content's the size of a postage stamp. I used to have a series on Flickr about this I could try to find, but it was called something like Nothing But Chrome or something like that. And it was just screenshots of stuff where you could barely see what was on the page because of the number of ads. That's frustrating, right? Because you're there for the stuff. They need to make money. But okay, so right, you don't want to take food off somebody's plate. But isn't it kind of frustrating when you go somewhere, the site takes forever to load. It's before we ever get into what most ads today are, which is ways to wheeze your juice and steal your data, steal your info, and use it against you. But before we even get to that, it's just frustrating because the performance is degraded. It's the experience is degraded. It's just, and it makes you look so sweaty that if you're running all these fucking ads, and most of them are ads for your internal webinar, scheduling or whatever, to like learn how to become an ace at selling people packages for learning how to sell ads, all the way down. That's frustrating. And so
that's YouTube if you don't have premium right now.
You get ads for
ads
premium.
For how to that as well.
Ads for how to get around ads.
Ads. No, ads for how to sell your ads for your passive income.
Doesn't that make you feel kind of dirty?
Oh, absolutely. But
it's so skeevy,
Yeah. Have I shared with you my 4 internet person theory? I am going to now. I think there are 4 types of groups who use the internet and see it in very different ways. There's nerds who care in varying degrees about privacy, but more likely with
aesthetics
us at least. Well, just UI and friction, who pay to have the most technical ability. And like you said, even if you do that, you're still
So
fighting.
people who have a point of view and may have the skills and technology to minimize that when they choose to.
Yes. And then there are the poor nerds who have the same taste.
That sounds like you.
But they are hi. I felt dirty enough. That's not true. There's nothing wrong with that. But they're constant. No, good Lord. Where you're jumping through hoops.
You're Fontaine.
No.
You're Gavroche?
No, I have health insurance now. Thanks, Maddie. He listens to the show sometimes. There are nerds who jump through hoops to make sure that they are using mostly open source tools that are both up to date and aren't collecting a ton of data in order to just get some sort of experience that doesn't feel invasive and gives you that UI that, I mean, it is palpable. It makes you feel less dirty. You see less feet. And then there are people who care, but they don't know where to start because they have become overwhelmed with
So they've
ads.
identified something that's not optimal. I'm trying to keep this somewhat value neutral, but they're aware of when things are kind of bullshit, but aren't really sure what that there's anything to do about it, maybe.
Right. They yep, you said exactly. And they hit allow for most
they just want to do the
if
thing.
They install.
They're very
yes,
busy
here's
and
the
they want to get on with their
contacts.
stuff.
Yeah, cookies, go ahead. And then the
Cookies,
third
not a
person, cookies, nom 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 nom, allow on all every day.
Location, pop-ups, yes please.
The biggest, I hope it's not the biggest group, but it seems like the biggest group. They don't care and have accepted an algorithmic fate.
And that could be people who are like super into Pluto, like all the shit that plays in a laundromat. Mm-hmm. Like and those kinds of like, and that's just that's how they do. And Pluto is pretty crazy. Like last night during the tsunami, I was on Fubo, and it's only when shit like that happens and I want to do a 4 screens of stuff going on that I realize how much insane shit is streaming out there for quote unquote free. That's ad supported. Fast TV, they call it, right?
Right. And most of those people were fine with their, not just that, but whatever sort of tailored feed and content they had on TikTok and whatever until around 2020. And now I don't, this is when my 4-person internet theory changed, because I don't know anyone who really enjoys their experience, whether it be with streaming apps like you're primarily talking about, or the 3 other websites they visit. And a lot of folks now just use Chrome and install the free VPN their favorite podcast talks about, and just hope for the best. And the fourth are the people who are making those things and profiting off of those systems. So they, and this is value neutral, except for number 4. And I think that the third
people who work in advertising will frequently remind you how much they enjoy advertising. They like it better than the stuff. Did you get the thing? Also, yeah, just so you know, I just sent you a few screenshots of my. It's called noise to noise ratio was the name of that Flickr group, and we'll put it in notes.
Look at that! Did you open my Notion? Well, that's a challenge.
I did. I don't understand what you're doing.
Okay, that's fine.
It sounds like you're just trying to like take the spreadsheet and turn it into a Notion file.
No, that's
what that page was.
Correct, okay. And that's different than the link I just sent you, hopefully. But that's a challenge. That's a challenge. Please proceed with your.
You did not send me a link.
Oh dear! Please. All right. Continue.
You have now presented to me your. Let me get this right. I've written this down. Your 4. I've started saying Greg Davis isms, and I've written this down. 4 internet person theory, correct? And what was it? The Poor Nerds? Was that it? Something like that? Okay, I'll come back to it. All right.
Nerds who pay, okay. Nerds who care and pay, nerds who care and don't pay, people who care but can't pay, people who don't care, and people who are designing these.
So you got Wamputeers, Fomas, Granfalloons, and Carasses. You're a pain in the Carass. It's one of the tenets of Bokononism. We touch feet. I guess I can wrap this up. But this has been kind of getting under my skin a little bit. Gets under my skin when I'm like, I love taking Waymos to go places, and it's really cool. You sit in this little car and it drives you around, and you get a little system where you can listen to stuff. And every Waymo I've ever been in, I don't know if this is peculiar to me. I suspect that it's not. Oh, by the way, never mind. You don't have Waymos. Hey, but just so y'all know, in San Francisco, there's a way using Google Assistant that you can throw from Spotify to the Waymo by using Google Assistant. You say play this on Waymo, and it'll work. But you get a little screen, and the screen that's always on when I get in the car is kind of like chill spa hotel lobby music.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Well, the third one is MCR. I don't know why. My third one is always MCR. And fortunately, this has now become an ingrained habit because of this placement that shows you it works. Is number 2 is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend, which is a podcast I listen to, and a podcast I sometimes watch. And sorry, this is taken from Spotify, right? No, it's the on-screen thing. When you're in this little Jag, you get a screen in the back seat through which you can do things like talk to support, or you can. I don't think you can change the temperature, but you can see. It's really cool though because it shows you.
But how no? How do you know?
You get in the car and you sit in the back seat, and it greets you by name, and there's a screen, sort of like in a taxi, but nicer, in the back seat on that console in between. I'll send you a photo if you want. It's just a little, like, I don't know what size screen, but it's smaller than like a Tesla screen, smaller than an iPad, but like a iPad mini sized screen, touch screen, where you can do Waymo things. And what pops up though is what did they used to call that? Album view? What was that? Or carousel? But like a carousel.
Oh, yeah.
Flicka. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So first one, ambient. Third one, MCR. Second one, Conan O'Brien. And like sometimes I take pretty short trips with Waymo. And on more than one occasion, I have not gotten through the pre-roll ads on that podcast before I arrive at my destination, which is okay, but that's something to think about. You can't skip those ads, whatever, that's fine. Okay, so here's what finally brought me to this fit of pique. Oh, I think I left off at, you asked for this, watching Survivor, etc., on streaming services. And I'm paying more than I used to pay for cable. I'm paying just for Hulu. And I guess it overlaps with Disney, and I don't quite understand how and whatever, but I went, because, I have an apparatus. Not the apparatus, but I have my apparatus, my private apparatus. Title! My private apparatus?
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry. I get it all. Like somebody mentions a new British talk show to me, or panel show. Somebody recommended Last One Laughing, which is kind of my new obsession. It's basically like 10 people you've seen on Taskmaster have to be in a room together for 6 hours without laughing.
Oh, I watched quite a bit of that.
Oh my God, how great is Joe Wilkinson?
That's the
lifeboat? The lifeboat talk?
Yes, yeah.
I don't know why that's so fucking funny to me. And Bob Mortimer doing the magic trick. He's been doing that magic trick act. That's why Richard Ayoade starts melting down. If you've seen Bob Mortimer, shh, it's only magic. Did you watch that one?
No.
Oh, shit, dog. So. Okay, it's visual, so we won't do it together, but let's, on break, please watch Bob Mortimer. Anyways. Yeah, I click a button, and by the time I'm writing a thank you note to that person on the internet, the entire thing is downloaded in my Plex, right? So let's just get that out of the way. But I thought, okay, but I'm also always trying to use the system, and so I go, hey Dingus, find the TV show South Park. pulls it up. I pull up this episode, this famous episode that everybody's talking about, and I pull it up. And speaking of Kurt Vonnegut, I feel like a fucking Tralfamadorian watching South Park on Hulu, because I am basically like a person who has been stapled to a train car with a long tube staring at a 1-inch hole in the sky and imagining that that's the entire world. That's the only way that I'm allowed to experience time. Tralfamadorians, they have plungers on their head. It's not a problem. They're not Daleks. They're not Daleks. But the point is, Tralfamadorians see time in a very different way. And Billy Pilgrim eventually picks up on that, you understand. Did you ever read that book?
Yes.
It's a good book.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
Arby's.
technically my favorite book.
I've
It's the
heard.
book I've read the most.
I
Once.
mean, I'm a cat's cradle, but that's fine. Proceed. I apologize.
Busy. That's what the Bokanons say. This is all off the dome. Okay. So anyway, it's fine. But I'm sorry. This all seems very inconsequential, but my annoyance with this stuff is I don't know how I fit into your model exactly. I'm probably the first kind of nerd, but I think it does not, a thing that nobody wants to talk about, or a thing that very few people want to talk about, is a fact of life, or a precept of modern life, that when you boil everything down in so many ways, so much of our world has been optimized for advertising. And for so many years, there's been so many ways that the only revenue model that made sense in a lot of places, or people felt brave enough to try, the only revenue models that made sense for a long time were advertising. And the thing that nobody I'm around wants to talk about as much as I would is like, what happens when we finally accept that A, we've optimized way too much for advertising to be the primary way that we make money with things? That was an interesting question 15 years ago. Mm-hmm. Today, it's an existential question, because what if we continue to optimize for whatever you call advertising? Well, I consider privacy theft part of that, data mining. But if you optimize for advertising, what if it turns out that there aren't that many people that want to buy advertising? Like, that sounds like a very basic thing to say. But here's what I'm here to tell you. I pulled up that South Park, same way I pull up that Survivor. When I pull up Survivor, I'm not even getting ads for Ozempic. I'm getting ads for other shows on CBS and other Paramount properties. And it looks like a regular old ad because they're probably the ads that they do pay to place them in places. But the unskippable ads, I want to really give this to you in pigs and bunnies. I'm paying $100 a month for Hulu. And the unskippable ads that I get are for other Hulu, Disney, and ABC properties that I'm already subscribed to, and those ads are unskippable. I'm not talking here about the stupid thing. I wish you could turn off mostly pre-roll ads on HBO or whatever, but I like HBO, so I kind of want to, that's how I learned about the Billy Joel show, so I'm happy about it. But you know what I mean?
I kind of like the Gilded Age pre-rolls.
That's how John and I John and I were like schoolgirls when we were both watching the Gilded Age at the same time and the Billy Joel ad popped up. But okay, so and I don't mean to come off as Holden Caulfield, a book I also read. I don't want to come off as Holden Caulfield here, but I think there's an existential problem with how much we have, on the one hand, the corrosion and frankly corruption that has come out of optimizing too much for advertising and advertising alone, ... And ordered list bullet point number 2, what if there's really not that much money in advertising anymore? And we're not going to get into the privacy stuff, but just for now, let's just leave it at that. So I'm doing what you guys want. I bought the most I can buy. And I still have unskippable ads, and the unskippable ads are for, admittedly, sometimes other things that require a separate purchase, but there's something deeply troubling to me about that. And I'm an old man. That's okay. I think it's really disrespectful, the extent to which this entire, not a paper tiger, well, this entire Potemkin village of advertising out there is I just feel like we're Wile E. Coyote just running in the air and not looking down yet. Because, I don't know, maybe there's more money coming. Oh, it's all about consolidation. You can always change the topic to this or that. But like, on the one hand, on your spectrum of internet people, there are the people who won't pay, can't pay, don't pay, and like learn to deal with it. Which feels very Black Mirror, or very like 50 million merits or whatever.
Together. Like you are like the one and the two because you've given them all the money and
it still doesn't. I'm still helpless.
Yeah, exactly. So you still need to jump through the hoops.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a lot of issues involved in like, well, as we know from Merlin's document. The greatest problem that we face as middle-aged American men is feeling like we're inadequately appreciated. What about my needs? And I think there is an element of that. There's an element of aesthetics. There's an element of, hey, I bought a first-class ticket and you ran out of steak, sort of white wine feeling to it. But it gets at something a little bit deeper, which is, when is there a there there? When is there a there there?
Wait.
Well, I'll give you another example. My kid, you know how young people are weird, and
yes.
My kid has all these these fake feelings about things, and one of the things he has a feeling about is that David Muir from ABC News is hot. He kind of looks like Adrian Brody a little bit. He's got a lot of gravitas.
David Muir,
Muir, which my wife pronounces Muir.
David.
Like when I talk about the John Muir Woods, it sounds like she's saying Muir Woods.
Oh,
anyway.
Junior, come on. This is Discount Patrick Bateman. What's
Discount Bateman title? Huey Lewis and the News. You ever listen to their album Sports? Discount Bateman? Okay. And we flipped it on one day on probably Fubo. And Fubo's really fucking weird because like now that I've had it for a year or two, I see stuff like amongst my favorite channels. Like I love Fubo. Like I wish there were more filtering options just because there's so much stuff. But for the money, Fubo's crazy. I don't even like sports, but like I learned about it from Snell, like so many things, and he got it because of sports. And there's so much fucking sports. There's so much everything. There's streaming music. Like everybody who was a piece of shit in the first Trump administration has a TV show now on some network. I scrolled by last night. Sean Spicer has a TV show on
yes,
something.
Indeed.
I couldn't tell you where. I couldn't tell you. But the point is, that sound. Last night, I'm just trying to find weather channels. We got 3 weather channels. One of them is the Weather Channel. The Weather Channel, the classic Weather Channel. And as soon as I pulled it up, I said to Mad, because here's the thing. Like there was a point last night when this tsunami was coming, and as I live tweeted last night, the people on these weather stations didn't have a lot of very useful things to say about it. There's just a lot of word salad about possibilities that was absolutely not actionable in any way, which was hilarious. But that was Fox Weather, which I did not know exists. I pulled up Fox Weather, which is, guess what? A nonstop surf feed of ads for other Fox properties. And some things for catheters or whatever. But mostly it's just other, whatever, that's fine. But it's funny because in my head, I thought Fox News was like a totally separate thing. And but anyway, there's a lot of interplay between Fox properties. Sean Hannity has a new show where he narrates things about gangsters. So they have a YouTube quality documentary about Bonnie and Clyde, not documentary, drama-mentary. About Bonnie and Clyde, and that's narrated by Sean Hannity. I didn't know about that till last night. Now you're asking yourself, Merlin, tsunami's coming. Why are you watching Fox Weather of all things? Well, because we have 2 other weather things. I searched for the word weather, and 3 things came up. The third one I tried was Fox Weather, because Fox. The other one was the Weather Channel, which when I was coming up, was basically it's your local weather. And then there'd be it would cut away. It was like the weather every 10 minutes or whatever. And then in between, there'd be a talking person at a desk. And as soon as I pulled it up, I said to Matt, you know what? I bet you, I have not watched the Weather Channel since Christ was a corporal. And I was just thinking, I bet when we pull this up, I'll bet this is no longer anything like that. I'll bet it's gone the way of Bravo, A&E, all of those stations that used to be prestige basic cable stations, turned into like A&E is now about live feeds of cops arresting people. Arts and entertainment.
Aliens.
Is it? But the place that I used to watch, the place that I used to watch inside the actor's studio, I used to watch like there was a culture show on Sunday mornings that was like they would show like ballet and stuff and whatever, but like that or the way that Bravo is the gay channel, right? No, not the gay channel, but that's the Andy Cohen channel, right?
Yeah,
it's the Real Housewives.
Channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like Andy Cohen at one of those Real Housewives reunions. Okay.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll bet when we pull this up, I'll bet you dimes to donuts, there's not going to be any fucking weather that's happening now on here. Sure enough, it was extremely low budget, YouTube style, like two people just talking pre-recorded content in the midst of a tsunami coming at the United States after one of the 10 largest earthquakes of all time, just a little bit less than Fukushima. So that was one. And the other one was something called AccuWeather, where at least they had Chrome lower third wrapper thing for some kind of weather. It's basically the kind of weather you get on CNN International, which is like Dubai, 10 degrees, Hong Kong, 8 degrees or whatever.
Like a stock ticker for other
as
cities?
Judy, and I should really just do a series about this. If you're going to watch CNN, especially if the thing you want to watch is on CNN Prime, CNN Actual, and CNN International, always watch CNN International. It's so much better. The ads are so much better. It's for a lot of shit like Come to Dubai, Sweetie, kind of stuff. But it's so much more watchable. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but if you've got basic-ish cable, basic premium, I don't know what CNN's considered anymore. And like a lot of times, like I love Abby Phillip. I think she's great. I think she's just terrific. And I think her CNN show that's on in the evening here is almost definitionally my idea of hell. Not least because it's one of those. It's kind of like one of those post-firing line. We get a bunch of dinglings with strong opinions around a table, and it's got fucking Scott Williams, who should be fired out of a cannon. And that's what I had last night. So that's how I ended up watching Fox Weather. Let me find you just a couple quick quotes from this fella, because he had a lot to say. I think they were surprised by this. Have you ever watched live weather or the fires in LA? Do you ever watch on YouTube and it's somebody like in a studio control room, kind of YouTube-y, sometimes a one person or two person operation where one person's doing all the tech stuff and the other person is doing on-air talent plus tech stuff?
Yes.
It's real like bare bones operation, right? And there's one guy who's doing the thing with the little the tractor beam switch, boom, and doing this stuff and the dissolves. He's going to try and get that up on the map, and this isn't loading, and we'll go to this other view, and bringing in this camera from Kauai, all that kind of stuff.
It's like the wannabe Steve Kornacki.
Yeah.
I just experienced this last week.
Closer really to YouTube, just in or even like, closer to Office Hours, the way Office Hours feels.
I don't know what that is.
It's the Tim Heidecker thing with Vic Berger.
Okay, yep,
where Tim Heidecker's talking and Vic Berger's on a computer in the background. It's got more of that kind of feel.
Oh, that's upsetting.
I don't want to put this guy on blast, but after telling everybody to stay safe, he says, I'm pretty sure there will be a wave. This will definitely affect someone.
Oh.
And then he said, I think this is going to be the real deal to some extent, at least. And then in talking about the people who would be experiencing the impacts from this, he said, it just depends on where you live, how bad the impacts will be.
Oh my shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I mean, it's kind of like you got a theater full of people, and 3 of the seats have a landmine under them, and you're like, well, landmines have been detected. I don't know more than you do, but here's a look at and the poor bastard, because the whole thing. Well, there's a thing that happens with tsunamis, and I don't think this guy was like a premium tsunami presenter title. I think he just was there and was on air, and they talked to this Russian woman who was crazy fucking smart about this stuff, and they kept throwing back to the video of her from earlier. But like, this poor guy, he's really relying on other people to do this, and of course he wants this to be something that's reportable. and they've got all these people watching webcams and going like, yeah, well, I think the water's higher over there now than it was before. And you know what happens with a tsunami is, the thing that really gets you is second, you get hit. If you haven't watched that Fukushima movie or series, The Days on Netflix, it's terrific. Very well done. It's like basically Chernobyl for tsunami of Fukushima station. Very well done. Like the tick-tick-tock of what happened, and it's really fucked up. But you got this incoming tsunami. This poor guy's got a shuck and jive. He's got a riff. And so what happens is tsunami, second of all, you get those crazy, 1 to 3 to 6 foot wave, tsunami waves, which is different than a regular wave. He keeps reminding us. Okay. But before that, what happens in those movies? Oh my God, where'd all the water go? You know about this? It sucks all the water away and then fucking blasts it straight back at you.
Oh, so that's how they get you.
Well, it's in a classics, and National Geographic has a really good video you can find on YouTube of 2011 in Japan, so you can see what this looks like. But basically, like, oh shit, the beach just got a lot bigger, and then boom, all that shit just comes flying at you. So they're on heavily noisy, pixelated 2 a.m. webcams in Hawaii. And like speculating about whether we're seeing the water draw down for a big blast. And it's the most beautiful blasted scene you've ever seen in your life. Every single one of them. Palm trees swaying, and you just see the poor guy. I think this is going to be the real deal, to some extent, at least. I hope I'm wrong. And then I'm not going to post this because I don't want to put this guy on blast. But I'm going to, you know what? I will take the time to drop this in. Where are we? We're at 42. So around 42, Merlin's going to need to do some shit. Can I send you something?
Yes, please.
So, I'm following this initially because my wife will not fucking shut up and watch Mindhunter. And she keeps talking about Russia. And I'm like, Russia. And so finally I was like, fine, I'll go fucking pull up my tabs and like do all my disaster work. And then, but I wasn't watching it because of me. I was just watching it because...
Putting a pin in that.
What?
Sorry, putting a pin in that. Go on. Sorry.
You thought of what?
What is Merlin's disaster work? Is it...
Oh. Remember back in the day, in our early days, and, so much of this show was about what was happening with everything.
Yeah, and you guys did the headlines. I was just in the line with a head.
It was a pretty crazy time. But Max would talk about like something I'm all too familiar with, which is, I don't know what he called it, but when you go into like multiple screen mode.
Oh, absolutely. About once a year. Yeah.
So I would do that with my phone and iPads. Phone, iPads, using a universal control via my Mac, plus the TV, and if it's Fubo, up to 4 up on Fubo.
Oh, Fubo's the 4.
Yeah.
So you're talking about like I hadn't seen that since like the 90s when I was a kid. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, I know.
Gosh.
But it's so. Oh, and I never finished that one dumb thought, which is that on Fubo it says it's Showtime, but it seems to be a Showtime that literally only shows the 3 Godfather movies, which is fine by me. But there are those weird versions. Like, okay, and that David Muir thing that I never finished talking about, it was basically like that noise-to-noise ratio. It was hilarious. And I figured out finally, this is not David Muir's, like, ABC show. This is some streaming thing where he records a few things, and then it is just fucking packed within an inch of its life with crazy fucking house ads. It's like watching headline news back in the day. People would be like, oh my God, this is such a terrible way to get your news. And it just repeats every 30 minutes, that kind of bullshit. Were you able to get that video?
It's loading.
Says
Here we
red. Okay.
I have read receipts on.
I don't know, Alex. I don't care. I just want to watch this video and get back to doing the program. Tell me when you're ready to watch it.
Right.
I'll cut in the regular audio here.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
That's 800-539-9460.
Man, this ends up being a dud. I'm gonna feel so bad. I hate this shit.
Oh.
Are we on?
Oh, no.
Go. Hey, welcome back to Fox Weather at Night.
Oh. Oh,
I felt so bad for the little guy.
Oh,
But you could tell it was, and again, because I bet the control room is doing that stuff by hand. I bet they're cutting over between, you know what I mean, like a crossfade or whatever you call it, like between.
well,
like
and there are there's just one guy in there probably. There used to be
what
like
I'm trying to tell you is that there was like 2 or 3. That's what I'm saying. There's like one guy who's the guy in a chair. Is that from Spider-Man?
This is the Tim Heidecker.
Yeah, kind
one
of.
Where,
so
okay.
there's the on-air talent guy who's there's that guy, the guy we just heard. And then there's another guy who's somewhere between the guy in the chair from Spider-Man and Chinese Greg on Parks and Rec. Like he sits there and twiddles the knobs.
Yes.
Or Jewish Greg, if you prefer.
I mean, you could have just said Alex. I'm a knob twiddler. Like that was my. Oh my god.
But what was the point of all that? That South Park thing, it really did kind of bug me, and I'm still trying to get what the articulate final point of this is, because this is like I said, it's a rant. This is an unorganized rant. My basic idea is like I think it's frustrating. Well, personally, it's a bummer to me that it's becoming more difficult to have a deluxe experience with a lot of these services. And I like that because I'm a fancy Duchess, but it's also that like if I'm going to listen to fancy classical music on YouTube, or I'm going to watch a Hitler documentary on whatever, it doesn't even need to be important. It could be a wood turning video. You know, it could be Todd Project Farm yelling about leaf blowers or whatever, but whatever it is, I just couldn't suffer all of that. And like when I wanted to, like, I'm trying to scrub to find the part with the Satan in bed part that everybody's talking about. And you know what happens if you're scrubbing. Well, but the point is, it doesn't matter what it was. It was that, I mean, except insofar as like, I didn't think it was that funny, but like, yeah, I get.
know it's out of context.
Okay, headlines. South Park has been great.
That's not a headline. I'm sorry. Please continue.
South Park has been great because of their production pipeline, and this is in that documentary, covered very well. They've been great at this for quite a while. Rapid response, like the whole like Tom Cruise trapped in a closet thing was like, that came out like the week that was happening. The R. Kelly and like, oh my God. But I'm trying to scrub to get to the part I want to find. And hey, has anybody noticed that swirly scrub on Apple TV that was supposed to be a really big deal like 5 years ago? Like A, is almost nowhere, and B, doesn't work as it's supposed to where it is. Remember the thing where it's supposed to be like a jog shuttle where you could spin in a circle and it always works great?
I thought they took that away.
I still get that in some apps. I still get swirly thing in some apps. And it says, oh God, the worst is Broadway.com. I subscribed to Broadway.com for a few months because I have a huge crush on Sutton Foster and I like Shakespeare. It was the most excruciating streaming experience I have ever had in my life. Like more than streaming something from like a library server. Like you would scrub to somewhere, hit the button or play, and it might be a minute until it caught up. It's like a bad Plex connection. It's like connecting to my Plex, basically. But in this case, I'm just scrubbing to try and find the fucking Satan scene. And if I scrub, you know how that works, right? You scrub a little, you click, you scrub, you click, you do that thing. And I'm just talking about, I have mine set that my Apple TV remote, you got the 4 directionals, and I can do the scrolly roundy in the middle with my thumb, but I have it mostly set to just be a D-pad. So
you're
I'll
not
go like tap tap tap.
Clicky. You're just a
but then sometimes I'll hit the middle button and scrub manually to a point, hit enter. And like most services, it's almost instantaneous. Like my local Plex is fine, YouTube fine. Anytime I scrubbed to go anywhere, it took forever. And then can you guess what happens? Is like above all else, Hulu really wants you to get it. Before anything else, it makes sure like, hey, is this guy due for an ad? And so, like, if you scroll to near the point where that little white dot is, like, you get too close to that, and now you're locked in for 2 minutes of ads. For other Paramount, right? Or whoever it is. But other things, like, you're stuck. You're stuck watching, like, I don't know, Swedish survival butts. It's like some show where they lock people in a closet in the woods and... They have to fashion pancakes out of pine needles or whatever. And I'm like, what is this? Or like, how many times did I see this ad for this chode on Fox who's written a book about first responders, and he's one of those guys with 3 first names. He's like Bobby Robert Steves or something like that. Anyway, and that drives me crazy, man, because in that instance, I don't watch South Park anymore. Like, I mean, I'm not against it. I still think it's a funny show. And like, I got the original Christmas card on a pirated CD-ROM from my friend in 1995 or 6. Like, I've loved that show forever, before you guys were born. But okay, I don't watch it. Well, so what do? I'm going to my legal service that I use for this shit. I'm paying $100 a month for this Hulu thing. And I'm sorry to sound like a Duchess, but it's maddening to me.
You don't sound like a...
The one time I go... Thank you. The one time I want to go and like see this stupid fucking show, like it's an untenable, unwatchable experience, given the context of how we watch TV today, okay? You take that old model. See also my points 1 and 2 about relying on advertising, optimizing for advertising, et cetera, right? That made sense when it was Happy Days in 1976. And like, you're going to see a Dr. Pepper ad starring the great David Naughton. I'm a Pepper, he's a Pepper, she's a Pepper. Wouldn't you like to be a Pepper too? And then later on, he'd be in American Werewolf in London. He's very good in that movie. It's John Landis. Griffin Dunn stole that. Oh, and then you got Jenny Agutter. Jenny Agutter's in that movie. You get to see her boobs. She's also in Equus, where you get to see her boobs. And she is also in Logan's Run, where, if memory serves, you get to see her boobs. Jenny Agutter's boobs, show art.
No,
her face.
No.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
You ever see Equus? You ever seen Equus by Peter Schaefer?
No.
Spankus begat Flankus?
No. Mm-hmm. I do want to see Logan's Run now. Not because of the boobs. Not because... I mean, that would be fine.
Be careful what you search for. There's a failed spinoff of Succession that you should be aware of. And it's about an aging British actor who's trying to get in shape. It's called Logan's Run. They're not serious people.
I'm going to believe it's
Where's my new Hoka shoes?
I got so excited for a second. I'm like, oh, it's Joey of Succession? Ooh,
So that's the name of that tune. And anyway, I'm still working on what the really impactful ending to that rant is, but I think it's very frustrating to me personally. And I'm tempted to say the kind of thing that gets me no traction with anybody, but like, I think I use this more than most people. I think I use Apple TV more than a lot of the people who make it. I think I do a lot of stuff more than the people who make it. I think I love the thing in a true, like, agape sense, like the Apostle Paul would teach us to in one of his letters. I have an agape love for these things. Do you know about agape love? Did they teach you that in your weird church?
No.
George Mindhunter?
Yes, years and years.
We just got up to
ago.
We're getting toward the end of the second season. They're in Atlanta mostly, right? Because of the child stuff. But back at home, Bill and Nancy are having problems with their son. Do you remember this?
Okay, no, the teenager. It's
no,
sad.
Not teenager. He's a little kid, and it's before we had names for Spectrum things. And he's the one who suggested that they crucify the child that was found in the house that she was selling. Anyway, no spoilers. But but the woman whose kid was crucified comes to their house, and she does the most wonderfully Christian thing, like in my background of being a Christian, is that, and she's not doing this to be mean, she's not doing this to be a dick. The mother of the deceased, the murdered toddler, comes there to say, I want to tell you that I forgive you and I forgive your son, and I'd like to talk to your son about it and see what he thinks, like to get closure. But of course, Nancy, who's always projecting, she's always projecting everything. Oh, we got to move because of Brian. We got to do this. People were talking behind Brian's back. She's projecting, Me think the lady doth protest too much and stare out the window too much in a catatonic state and not do the dishes enough. Not doing the dishes. Who has a fart?
No, I remember that part. Well, it wasn't a fart. It was a hemorrhoid that broke, I believe.
What? But, you're talking about Mike Wozniak?
Yes.
An absolute casserole down there.
I think about it all
Have you ever watched
that? Yes.
Isn't he funny? Isn't he just very, very funny?
Yeah.
He was in the original Edinburgh Fringe Taskmaster.
Oh shit! Like the live...
terrible fucking video went up yesterday that I initially linked to before I started watching it for long. And then once I did watch it, I was like, oh, it's a funny YouTube guy. Oh, he's got his DJI mic, his fuzzy DJI mic on the end of a wooden spoon. And he's got a tattoo and he's talking to the camera and cutting away and like kind of doing Defunctland or Movies with Mikey, but not funny, you know? And, but anyways, and it's about the history up to the TV show. So it's basically Alex's show at Edinburgh Fringe. It's about.
Oh.
Which there's like just a few seconds of, I think. And but Mike Wozniak was one of the very first people. A bunch of Taskmaster people were there.
The kids!
Here, yay!
Are they wearing vests today or do
high
they
vis? Always high vis, always holding hands. Just the way we should all go through life.
Oh.
Anyway, Brian's got a lot of problems, that's for sure. But you know, like when a lady throws up, you know she's pregnant. And when a mom in Virginia has dishes in the sink, you know it's because she's depressed.
Yes.
She's smoking a lot and literally staring straight ahead.
Did they have I guess this
Zoloft?
is a different show. But it wasn't Zoloft. It was Milltown. I think that was past the Milltown days.
Milltown from the Richard Hugo poem, or are you talking about a pharmaceutical called Milltown?
It is yes.
Talking about a pharmaceutical called Milltown.
Yeah, Milltown. It's
I would say probably because my mom was taking it at the time. It was Valium.
This is a pre-Valium situation. This was what women took. I am not degrading. Like this is what
talking about for
women
ladies'
took
problems
during
for Tobias Menzies.
It was overprescribed for sexist
hysteria. Yeah. That Def Leppard album. I know what you mean.
But also, while their husbands and boyfriends were off fighting World War II, this was
or trying to solve child murders. I'm going to be I'm going to be away for a while. Like while I was on the phone with you just now, we found 2 more bodies in DeKalb County.
You're not going to see me walking back from the window on many episodes. It's just the dishes are right there too.
She finally kind of had it with him at that point.
But
I am a fancy Duchess, but
okay.
Oh my God! Please let me make my point. I know I talk a lot, but you mustn't stop me.
Point.
You mustn't stop me right at the point at the comma where I'm about to say the important part because it's not helping me or the show. And then you can talk as much as you want.
Continue.
You hope.
Don't lie.
I mean, if you didn't want to do the show with me, you shouldn't do it.
Don't lie, Merlin. I want to hear what yours.
Did you see the one where Sam Campbell brings in a Pinocchio doll and everything's long except the nose?
No. Is this the Don't
upsetting.
Laugh?
No, that's Sam Campbell.
Taskmaster.
Sam Campbell on the Taskmaster season. I don't know the numbers, but the one with Julian Clary. It's a very good season. Julian Clary, Sue Perkins, Susan. Whoa, I forget her last name. Oh my God, Lucy Beaumont and Julian Clary, who apparently, according to my friend Nick from England, hi Nick, according to my friend Nick, has been a famous gay comedian forever, and has been very.
These are all comedians I don't.
No, that's okay. That's okay. And Sam Campbell is a guy from Australia who's hilarious, and his exchanges with one of my all-time favorite ever exchanges. He's like, hey, asking questions about the task, and I think it might have been an on-stage task. And Greg goes, all right, you may ask me one question. And Sam Campbell goes, are you a child of divorce? And it's the funniest fucking thing in the world. Oh, I posted a video the other day that I think you'd enjoy because I know I enjoy it, even though I've seen all of them a million times. It's really good. It's called something like, I'll find it for notes, or somebody will. Somebody will put this in notes. Taskmaster moments where chaos broke out on stage or something like that. Includes the one where Greg turns James Acaster upside down and shakes him. It includes Bridget, Stuart Lee's ex. Bridget, that's his ex. It's Stuart Lee's ex, the girl in the woman in the black hat.
Now I do.
Married to Stuart Lee. They have kids.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Good for them.
Yep. The neighborhood's really changing. They live in Hackney, wherever that is. I think that's code. I think that's code for liberal neighborhood.
I don't know.
Did you ever get into Stuart Lee?
No.
Yeah. So anyways, I think I'm done with that part. And I don't have the big ending to this, but there's just something that is, and again, I don't mean this as strictly as concern trolling or trying to find a non-issue in all of this, but like when there's no there, what is there? And if you've based I'm tempted to compare this somewhat to fossil fuels, where we optimized for, we built for, we designed for, as Roman Mars says, our built environment, heavily Robert Moses. So we are so invested in technologies that run on fossil fuels, which was fine for like a really long time. But then at a certain point, we got to the peak oil. Now, 50% of the oil that we can easily get out of the ground has been gotten out of the ground. All the rest of the oil we get out of the ground is going to be difficult and costly. And there's only 50% left. That's what peak oil means, right? So we optimized our whole system for that. And we didn't really unoptimize those systems. And so anytime somebody wants to turn something into a park instead of a strode, we have to go back to an argument that's really based in decisions from the late 40s. And I kind of wonder if something similar has been and continues to happen with advertising-based businesses.
All right, go on. I'm not smart enough to.
I'm sorry I talk so
You're
much.
not.
I've had two really good nights of sleep, and I've gotten a lot accomplished lately.
I think
it's working. The pills are working.
Did you get the good ones?
No.
Oh.
Same bullshit. But, partly to prove to myself that they're horse shit, I've told you this. If I wake up in the middle of the night, last night I woke up at 3 to urinate. That's when I take a Vyvanse. And go back to sleep. Easily go back to sleep. So I can sleep another 3, 4, 5 hours. I slept till 6:30 today. Woke up cock of the walk because the Vyvanse was finally fucking doing something 2.5 or 3 hours after I took it, but just barely. It's not the good stuff. You got the good stuff.
That's fascinating.
I would trade you. I have a ton of modafinil I haven't taken. I was thinking about selling it on the black market. I have I look like somebody on The Wire, or like one of those guys who wants to look like a Russian gangster, where you put all your bed and your on your bed, your twin size bed in your home bedroom. You put all your guns and your money. Remember that? People used to take photographs of all their loot laid out.
Used to, but yes, I know.
What do they call that? A shopping dump? You go on Temu.
I think that's an EDC, depending.
Everyday carry.
Yeah, depending on
she's
your
lifestyle. She's the star of Sex and the City. Everyday carry. And so I heard. I asked what is and what's the show's called? Suddenly This Happens, or whatever it's called, the new show. And I think it's a quote from what she says at the beginning when she's typing on her PowerBook.
I think so. I have not. I haven't.
And suddenly it happens. What's it called? Just like that. And just like that.
Yes.
Cynthia Nixon's on that as well.
Wait, is that
she's
the
also
boo?
Ada. She's also Ada. She's the lesbian. And she's also, she ran for mayor in New York, and she is Ada on The Gilded Age.
All right. Well, now I'm.
Do you know Christine Baranski was in Cats?
No.
There's videos. No, you can totally tell it's Christine Baranski. She's walking around on stage dressed as a cat.
You can.
It's fucking
not
Christine
the
Baranski.
movie. The play. Well, I don't know.
Not
fucking
the movie. The play.
Okay,
yes.
listen. The people in that movie, Stringer Bell's in the movie. It was Dame Judi Dench was in that
taking
movie.
notes on a motherfucking criminal conspiracy. I'm what's his name? McGonagall? McGarity. Jack Lord. What's his name? McStuffins. What's his name?
McNulty?
No, for you, McNulty. One for you and one for your narrow Irish ass. That guy turns out to be gay. Remember when they clock him in a club?
Oh, do I?
I love that character. I watched the last 3 episodes of season 3 last week.
Ooh,
God
probably
damn.
the second best season. Yes. So
yeah, it is the second best season. Yeah, after the first.
Yes.
3, 1. Wait, 1, 3, 2, 4. That's enough. I like when Prez is cleaning out his classroom. It's so cute because we know
It is
Prez
cute.
from the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who would you be on The Wire?
Oh boy.
Take a minute. I'll toss
I
out
would
a
like-
couple. I think I might be Lester Freeman. Is that his name? The guy who paints furniture? The little guy, the guy, the dignified black man?
Yes.
I might be him. I might be Bubbles.
Does that make me Johnny?
I love selling undershirts
I think that.
and narking out my friends.
Hey, okay.
He's pissing in a bag now.
Desperate.
Remember that? Too much heroin. Too much heroin. I'll say it. It's a bold, brave stance. Too much heroin. Bubbles. Don't give Johnny heroin. He's not well.
Is maybe Vyvanse is Lester and nothing is
Okay.
Bubbles. I don't
And
know.
so
We
you're
could
whom?
contain multiple.
Who are you?
Well, if you're
Sorry, you
Bubbles,
are
then
who?
I am. I'm afraid I'm Johnny. If you're Bubbles, but I would aspire.
Oh, wouldn't that be so cute? The two of us.
No.
Two of us shacking up. I got my cart
Little
full of
shocking.
shirts. You're pissing in a bag.
You're bringing me McDonald's while I'm in rehab. It'll be a great
God, isn't that
time.
actor wonderful? The guy who plays
Yes.
Bubbles. He
Yes,
does
he's
so much with that role.
phenomenal.
So yeah, season 3. I'm just as Hamsterdam was starting to like fall apart, and Bunny feels like the people on the street aren't holding up their side of the deal to like keep the guns out. Yeah.
I
I love Bunny Colvin. You know, I really love. I love that other. I love them all, but I also love that one cop who has like the most Balmer accent you've ever heard in your life. That kind of like
Is that the
60-year-old
big-
gray-haired guy with glasses who used to be a real cop. I'll find him.
I don't know.
What did I want to do for Shard with somebody's boobs? Oh, Jenny Agutter. Okay.
No. Oh God.
You want to do challenge?
Wait.
Jenny Agutter. I don't know if I'm saying her name right.
3, 2, 1. I don't think you're wait. Actually, cut that.
Alex.
I am.
Alex, you need to reset.
Yes?
Hit the button on the side until it goes ding.
What?
You ever use a Mac?
Yes, but I
goes
but I don't know if you literally mean it. Like if there's literally
Well, there's 2
tassels
buttons on the
a
side.
lane.
There are 2 buttons. It's just like Star Trek. There's 2 buttons on the side, and one of them is a
only have
restart
one.
button. The other one is for programming. It's a programming button, which like pauses something that's running. I think. Yeah, Syracuse. I just fucking looked it up. I know it's factually correct
Did you use Google?
because you know.
Do you?
Oh my god! This week's Rec Diffs is so fucking fun.
If you.
Oh, you want
I
it?
wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
Yes, please. Yes,
We
please.
talked about how.
Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. There's spoilers. I care. I
Okay.
cared. I don't want
I'm writing
spoilers.
that down. Send.
I think I would aspire on the wire to
Aspire on the wire. Wire aspires.
I'm aspiring.
Wiration aspiration. That's like nothing.
That's,
I love doing this show with you.
would. I aspire to be
dying.
Snoop, but what?
I fucking love Snoop. Cold open, right? Cold open of season 3. I haven't.
yes.
I didn't watch
Yes.
it. I came in at the New York guy with the bow tie had arrived in town. It was around then. We're like,
brother.
brother love? No. something like that.
I
Buddy
think
Love. But then, and like in the run up to like the stuff with Omar and whatnot. Yeah, and then that guy from the Cats movie runs into a problem.
The guy,
little bit of a
with
dust
the
up.
Cats move.
The Cavity,
No.
McClunky, McClunky. Pair of pimples for hairy fishnuts. America's roast beef, yes sir.
No. No. Your Holden Caulfielding is much more a
In baseball, they call it a Holden Caulfielding error.
You don't think that it's a little bit Mark Fishering and you're...
Oh, that's absolutely Mark Fishering. Is that the Hat Man? What the fuck does that mean, Mark Fishering? What does that mean?
He's a British philosopher and the writer of what the hell? The author of Capitalist Realism. That's his.
That's probably what I meant. Yeah. He's British, right? Is he British?
Oh God, he coined
the guy who wrote that book?
overused phrase. It's easier to imagine the end of the world than it is to imagine the end of capitalism. And
it's easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven, because the camel is very big and the eye is very, very small.
I'm doing
Steve
really
Coogan.
like that
Just
one.
doing Steve
I really
Coogan.
like.
Yeah.
You're doing Steve Coogan doing Jesus.
No, I'm doing a bit from the trip where Rob and Steve exchange Michael Caine impressions.
I feel like I only remember the Batman
It's older from the voice has gotten deeper from the cigars and the brandy. Hey Todd. Todd likes that video too. He's only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. She's just 16 years old.
You're not a fancy Duchess.
Mark Fielder?
You're not a fancy Duchess. That's
okay. Thank you. I don't need that assurance, but thank you.
I am assurance. I don't like when you say you're a fancy Duchess.
You don't like a lot of things. You constantly tone police me without hearing the thing I'm trying to say.
That's not a tone. That's a noun, not a tone. If you're comparing that activity to something a fancy Duchess would do, no, that's just valuing time, attention, and the quality of what you consume. And
Alex
a lot
Cops.
of
analogy cop.
No,
There's a whip
that's not
sound
an
for some
analogy.
reason.
That's wait.
It's not an analogy, it's a metaphor. Technically, it's a simile.
No, well,
I'm simile to
is
that.
it the fancy Duchess? The metaphor wasn't.
Challenge this week is to do something with the show notes.
I'm not a fancy Duchess. I'm just a free Notion user.
Challenge this week is to do something with the show notes. And
Yes.
Alex had a foggy notion. Do it again. Got my calamine lotion, baby. Do it again. You ever listen to Velvet Underground?
The Velvet? Yes.
Oh, you know that song Candy Says. I know you know that because you heard me cry about it.
Yes, but
She
not.
wants to know. He has a Candy Says. He's got a Lisa Says. He's got, I think, a Caroline Says. Yeah. Lisa says it's all right. Click to load preview from Notion.so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is different.
Remember I texted you and I said, hey, sorry to bug you. Can you just invite me at David Muir? Can you invite me at blah address rather than my usual Gmail address?
Yes.
Well, that's because when you invited me at my Gmail address, which worked fine, I guess my skills are just too massive. There was absolutely no way that I could find in my trying. There's no link in that thing that Safari would open. Every single one of them. I took screenshots. I got this I don't know, probably 256 character blah blah string, like not even a UUID. I got this crazy fucking tracking string, and instead of going to Notion.so or whatever, of course, it first has to pass through paid newsletter bitch.com or whatever, and it knows my shit's tight. Like, it knows not to go to those kind of bullshit. There's no way I could find the actual link to go there. And then I finally went into Notion and I dug into Notion. I logged in through Apple. So that's why I had to paste that to get invited. That's, I'm not saying it's exactly related to advertising, but I'll send you a screen grab. Look how pretty this is. Because Alex and I, we're both interested in things like these show notes. And we've gotten really, in this new era, I mean, a lot's different where we don't need, well, I'll speak for myself. I don't think we need show notes, like a shared Google Doc as much as we did. But we still use it to track our challenges. We still share a ton of stuff while we're preparing the show. And so the idea was, think about, I think, obviously, you took this as a somewhat technical challenge. I took this as a thinker.
Good. That's exactly what I hoped for. But the one moment I had my notes and I dropped them. There we go. See, this is the problem with paper, and I love.
You're the problem with paper.
I'm the problem with a lot of things. I don't think
I have had no luck getting my family to move to A4. There's no interest, and the subtle ways I've tried to move us to A4 are not going over. A4 is a vastly superior size of paper.
Why is A4 a vastly superior size? Merlin, please share.
It's smaller. So whenever you're reading something in your hand with a piece of paper, it kind of looks like a Nazi communique. It's that cool size.
You could have said so many things.
Well, it's also standardized, which is nice.
Thank you.
We probably won't do links for this video, but if we do, could you put in the CGB gray one? About
yes,
the A
exactly.
paper?
Yes, very good video.
I still feel like, oh my god, you know, Wendover has like a second channel now. Wendover has like it's called like Goofy Stuff This Day or whatever, and I don't know. And he's a little bit more like ha ha ha, like a funny guy, and it's just the same shovels of stock video. That guy, he's pissing me off. And I'm on Nebula, you understand? I'm on Nebula.
It's a living. You're shelling out. Oh, that actually, it's a real bummer if he's putting that on Nebula. Because well, you know the deal with Nebula, so that is a bummer. Yeah.
No, I mean, that's fine. It's not garbage, but it's just Mac Miller, not the singing personality, but my professor in college, my sponsor, my pal, my guy changed my life. Introduced me to Richard Hugo and Robert Lowell, among other things. We left
my favorite poet now.
One time we house sat for him and left a little bit of shakeweed at his house. And when we tried to gently ask him if he'd found anything, he said, "Yeah, I found it, and I cooked it up in my spaghetti sauce." Is
that a metaphor or a treat?
One of my Vonnegut papers in ways that I don't know if I've ever told you this, but to this day, I still remember what Mac wrote in the margins of my Vonnegut paper. One of them was, sometimes the fragility of your insights is outweighed by the heft of your rhetoric.
Oh, fuck. Oh.
And when people say, new college, you get a written evaluation instead of a letter grade.
Fuck.
Lucky you. And it's like, oh, great.
No.
I once had somebody write, so you would get a written evaluation from your teacher, and it would be like exclusive of incomplete. It would either be you satisfactorily completed the requirements of this class, or you unsatisfactory. And because we're in college, you get abbreviated. You see, did you sat it? Did you sat or unsat that class? Right? You don't want to unsat a class because that's the equivalent of failing.
Oh, okay. Yes.
No, seriously, there's no letter grades. So like,
no.
When I get that, I get sat plus remarks. And one of the remarks on one of his evaluations, this is apart from that one Vonnegut paper, he said, you never again want to come this close to unsatting a class.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
This is a man I treasure and love, partly because he was tough on me. But other things from that, there was one, though, that really reminded me of this. Oh, God. But in some ways, aren't you like attributing many of these qualities to Kurt Vonnegut, just exclusive of the supernal influence? And I'm like, oh, God, this guy's killing me. But what was the one in particular? He had a way of really getting to the point about some bullshit. What was my point?
You were talking about the bullshit of marginal people.
Oh, yeah. And marginalized.
Marginalized
chickens. People's notes. I'm sorry, I went off. And so thinker versus techie. Oh, look at you. You're doing the notes right in here. Oh, this is cool. So sorry, guys. What I'm looking at, I don't know if this is shareable, but Alex has shared with me here the show notes for this episode where you've done a lovely job. Look at this. You got everything all set up. And you wrote down titles. Oh, my God. This is great.
This is how I used to do.
You're the Casey.
This is how, the joke was always I'm the Casey, because I used to be the Casey. I took this as
the Casey
technical.
also used to be the editor.
Yes. I used to, oh God. Well, speaking of emotionally devastating comments, I had
It'll occur to me later what I was going to say.
he changed your life. He emotionally demolished you.
There's another thing he said that reminded me of something we were talking about the marginal notes. Anyway, let's get back to this. I still got a lot of stuff to ask you about. Probably in the after show. You can go to, if you enjoy this program and you'd like to hear more of it, or you'd just like to support us, you can go to giveusyourfuckingmoney.com and tithe us a small amount of money there.
Please do. We don't have ads, and I'm trying really hard, and this is my favorite thing.
Raindrops on roses,
I'm so sweaty.
Yeah, that's the problem though, is that people don't fuck the sweaty. Or if they do, it's kind of like that Patton Oswalt thing, about Michael Damian fucking you behind the tilt-a-whirl. Then he just goes to the next town.
Oh, God. I mention... Oh, God. I'm sorry. Whenever you speak about something sexual, I think about how you don't like thinking about sexual things, which I am fine with.
Because I'm talking about ideas, I'm talking about ideas, not people.
Well, exactly. The idea of cum gutters doesn't... It's not about a specific cum gutter. It's just...
Why would that make you think of cum gutters, Alex?
Because that's a thing.
So it's just really more of a... It's a confession.
As far as I know... absolutely.
I'm going to visit you in Vacaville, bring you some ladies' shoes to wear, and me and my partner are going to figure out how to profile based on how you are.
So I would do so is it going to be a drag situation, or am I going to
before she died, I knew I was going to kill her. I am Kermit the Frog, also known as I'm Ed Kemper.
Was Ed Kemper the sniffer? I remember the shoes, but he wasn't.
No, I'm conflating two people. That was a later guy. Ed Kemper was the very, very, very tall guy with the mustache. Played by that guy from Megalopolis.
Mm-hmm. He had the fun glasses and the stash.
Oh, what a wonderful actor! And again, I every time I mention Mindhunter and Ed Kemper, I've also got to mention that people go find the side by side of actual video footage of Ed Kemper versus Cameron what's his name's performance, because it's extraordinary. They don't look very much alike, and yet he completely encapsulates Ed Kemper's character and carriage and attitude.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Oh God, I always mix them up. Impersonation versus...
I think impersonation versus impression, right? An impersonation is like Rich Little, or one of the classic Frank Gorshin, one of the classic, like, I can sound like Jack Nicholson. And I think an impression is Dana Carvey doing George Bush.
Sidebar. Let's Jack Nicholson.
Because when you're doing a celebrity impersonation, you have to say the person saying their name.
All right. So how do you say Jack Nicholson again?
Jack Nicholson.
Okay, that is Merlin Mann's Jack Nicholson. Everybody.
No. That wasn't. That was me trying to be funny by doing a poor Jack Nicholson.
Yes.
Like a poor nerd.
Uh-huh.
Forget about it, Alex. It's Chinatown.
That was good. I
don't really. This is really boring. Let's finish this.
No,
up.
it's not. It's good.
I want another coffee.
The reason I wanted to what?
Nothing. I'm fine. I'm sorry. Unintentional noise. Because here's the problem. I just have this tiny little bit. I'm down to the water in my coffee, my iced coffee.
Do you want to?
I have a Keurig. That does iced coffee. Did you know that? It's fucking amazing. Wait, I still got something left in the beaker. I'll grab it right now.
Oh, get it. All right, people, I'm going to talk to you about an absolutely devastating...
Is this good for the show?
Yes, it's good for... hey, Parapals.
When you become very intense, you sound a little bit clinical.
Wait, how is this my...
Hey, guys, you do that thing where it's suddenly, like, real talk, guys. Don't talk about my goiter.
No, it's just my...
Talk about my goiter.
Talk about my... Do you know something I do? I mean, happened? You know many things that I do.
Many things. One time, I love my nephew so much. He was such a cute little kid, and he's such a great grown-up. He's got two beautiful kids now with Angela. Hi, Angela. Hi, Justin. And when Justin would have said Yosemite. instead of Yosemite. He thought Yosemite was Mysemite. He's in his 30s now. It's fucked up. But so he's around your age. He according to Madeline, one time when Justin was quite young enough for this to be a very funny thing to say. Madeline, he would come and stay with Madeline sometimes in the Mission, sleep overnight, and like get to be with his aunt and hang out in San Francisco. And one time Madeline had said something about whatever to him, and Justin paused for a moment and said, "Madeline, you know many things." Is that a great thing for a 5-year-old to say?
Oh, yes. Insightful and kind.
You will be.
Madeline, you know many things.
I know many things.
You know what?
You know what?
Maybe you should say that to your wife tonight. And
I say a lot of things to my wife.
I know, but well, I guess I don't know that for sure. Your house could be completely silent. I don't know.
Completely what? Silent?
It could be completely silent. You could be
silent,
dancing
like Silent Night. I thought you said sidling, like sidling up to somebody.
Silent.
Your house be sidling.
My goiter's getting in the way. No.
Goiter! I love that word. Have you ever seen a goiter?
I
You ever seen a goiter
know.
on a person?
I don't think so.
Hey, Alex, Google goiter.
God. No. I'm writing
I bet you
it
Google will
down.
have a good illustration. No, do it right now. Do it right now. Okay. I bet Google has a good illustration for it, too. Oh, yeah, I'll do it with you. I'm going to go to Google.
Goiter.
I'm clicking, and I'm typing Goiter. And they do have an illustration for it. What do you think? What do you think about goiters? What do you think of that? Did you go to images?
They look painful.
They get real big, like a hippity hop.
They look real
They get big. Don't talk about my goiter.
Is there a...
If you talk about my goiter, that's grounds for moiter. Moiter.
Iodine.
Moiter, I barely even knew her.
They can be caused by a number of factors, including
Thyroid.
iodine deficiency. What?
Gotta eat more salt.
Thyroid.
Oh, look at this one. Oh, no, this one's really bad. Oh, this is an Alamy shot, so you can't use this without licensing it. Look at this person. I'm going to drop this in. Instead of Philip in his underpants, I'm going to just start dropping this one in. That's a goiter.
Yeah, I mean, you could... That's part of
Looks like it'd be hard to look down and tie your shoes and stuff.
That's what I'm wondering is
Why don't they just
not
pop
necessarily.
It?
No, fuck.
I'm sorry, I'm not pop, but drain.
Ew. I mean,
Papa was a drain and goiter. Every person he met got moitered. Show notes.
That's a.
Did you learn anything about yourself?
Oh God, no! I'm not gonna.
Okay, so I did.
Wait.
I think you are. I think you are.
Here's what I learned about what I have learned, or at least tried to observe the past few months, is that you have changed up a lot of a lot of your workflows, the way that you do things and the tools that you use, and you've eliminated a lot of barriers by using really interesting tools. And
that's a cool observation.
Yeah, and it also just feels to me like you are. God, I hate the term knowledge work, and I almost what? Because I'm making a noise.
Could you just say what it is you want to say?
What do you? Well, this is what I want to say. Is how I want to make all of my noises, because now I do this apparently. Anyway, because you've been doing that, I don't know. I just keep thinking about how if you have just fewer, and I want to take away even more barriers to any sort of creative outlets you have. And if you actually do enjoy doing this
on my behalf or on our behalf?
On both of our behalves, havings.
And it's with like see that with that gets problematic with elves and elves. Because you know Snow White and like and the Seven Dwarfs. Did you know that?
We don't say
midget.
that anymore.
Don't say midget.
We
You're
don't.
going to get a protest.
It's not the worst.
It's if there's a one word and you won't say it, that's the worst word.
Oh God.
I sure would like to.
Okay, this is the only thing I wanted to say is I just think that the new tools that you're using have resulted in a new way, not a new way, but just more ways of thinking and sharing ideas. And you keep saying that you're like, I don't have any place to say this, and no one wants to hear this. And I never know, not never, but usually don't know if it's a bit or if you really think that people don't care. And I want you to know that people care. No, I don't want you to know that people care. I want you to know that I care, and I want to eliminate as many barriers as possible for you to just operationaliise whatever you want. And by that, I want to continue to build up.
That does become something that benefits both of us, kind of.
Yes, it benefits me primarily because I've gotten rid of, or most of my memory issues have improved or gone away.
Oh, that's awesome. That's so good.
Yeah, it's really,
that's
great for both of us. That's great for everybody.
That must just be so weird. You must just walk around like dreading, like almost feeling like hungover, like, oh, what's going on? What am I going to find out?
Well, I mean,
again?
it's exactly. I'm like figuring out what happened the last 2 years, and I have lots of notes. But anyway,
mini taking on trains. I also have a new draft action that kills, that slays. I have the best new draft action.
I was also actually going to say you've used so many. I wasn't just LLM tooling, but the one persistent tool for you obviously is plain text, and drafts is
the main one's Curiosity, but yeah, go ahead.
The main one's look at knowledge work. But the way this benefits both of us,
at least I wouldn't recommend it.
The way this benefits both of us is that Obsidian has fallen apart for me when it comes to all of our transcripts. And what? No. Okay. The transcripts have becoming increasingly useful because now when you say, no, you called Google Claude. And I'm like, no, I didn't. Well, it turns out, yes, I did. And it's nice to search a Notion database and see that, yeah, I called Google Claude. I said embarrassing things. And it's just, I like to search.
So what's that to do with the show notes thing?
Because to have
new ideas for like more streamlined tools.
This is just for me, and if you wanted, you could search it.
Oh, I see. Okay. Wait, so should I look beyond this page you sent? Are there other things I should look at here?
The first link I sent you, the one that is, I guess what you would call our dashboard is kind of what people call it.
You recreated the challenge spreadsheet in Notion.
Notice I say the most work in progress of anything that's been in progress. Most of this page is probably broken. How would you describe that
page to our listeners who don't have access to it?
Completely broken. It has I'm
not trying to minimize the way you work or think. I'm trying to paint a word picture for the people who don't have access to the document.
Oh, I just tried to import our challenge Google Doc, and it was a failure, and it will maybe not be, but for now we have a nice little link to the Google Drive, so hooray. And the other boring technical thing is Google Docs, as in Docs, not just the suite. It sucks. It's really hard to search. It doesn't integrate with any of the tools I like, and it frustrates me. I know that people like it, but I just have you noticed now the headers are weird? It's just frustrating. You know, like the outline is fucked up. And anyway, I want to try this, and look, we have all of our links in the same place. Hooray. That's all for me. This was more of a technical challenge where you took it as a creative challenge. And I would love to hear about that. Challenge. Sorry, thinking challenge.
Creative is where you have a product.
I apologize.
No.
Not XP.
I almost sent you another Taskmaster thing last night, but then I thought it would be too sweaty. And that Taskmaster thing is, if you go to taskmaster.info, so the fandom pages for Taskmaster are terrific, but there's a bespoke, somebody made a site called taskmaster.info that's like a repository of a ton of information that's searchable for like all kinds of different things related to the show. But like one of the things is they've like taxonomized every episode. So you could say like, okay.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead. Talk about this taskmaster.info. It's great.
It's fine.
It's very good. It's very good. And
they talked about the 4 kinds of challenges is what I was going to share with you, because is that not kind of apropos of like what we try to do with our new tagging system?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's why I thought that might appeal to you.
And I think it would also appeal to people to know how you think about the 4 different types of challenges. And I think that there could be...
There's four kinds of internet users. There's several kinds of challenges.
It's a stupid
There's
bit.
7 meats and 3 cheeses, and that always pleases. Find this. It says that there's... They break it down into... creative, mental, physical, and social, which I think is probably pretty good, just to like not go nuts. But if you're going to have 4 kinds, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And it breaks down social 17%. I bet social's one's like where you've got to order a pizza without mentioning the pizza toppings.
Yeah. Oh, that's an old one. Oh,
that's a good one. That's a good season. Kathleen Ryan, is that her name? I think she's hilarious. Her challenges are so good. Like, like where she bought a piece of land so Greg could become a lord.
I do not remember that.
What was the thing I was going to find a note for?
I do have... This is actually another cool thing. I have another little Notion database where having all of the links together, I'm like, when did I initially talk about Pero, the robot seal, for the first time? And then it's like, oh, look, you did this thing in 2016 for Roboism. And I think it would be like, okay, when did we first talk about the Falcon airplane? Because I want to know why and when we talked about the...
Isn't that the title? It always makes me laugh.
Yes.
Because no, that was just funny, because that's just something. Now whenever I hear somebody say Google something, I just hear it in Max's voice, like,
I hear kids with money only
Google Billy Joel
every day.
Street. Google Billy Joel feet, net worth, height. No, I'm not actually asking you to. I asked you to Google
but
goiter.
I'm going to do it.
Did you get those pictures of Jenny Agutter? Can you see why she loomed so large in my childhood? You don't look at your things.
No,
so
it's
saying?
because I'm hiding the goiter. And all right.
Oh, sorry, I'll delete it.
I want the... I want the full experience.
Okay.
If I'm going to have Jenny Agator, I also need the goiter.
It's the amazing thing. It's the craziest thing is that you don't even need to know how to pronounce a name to masturbate about the person. Would that screw you up in any ways? Because you're not that great at spelling, right?
No, God no.
Is there anybody with a weird name that makes you want to check your mean bone? Could you spell Mike Wozniak if you had to?
No. Maybe.
I think I'm going to say maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
What are some other people
to
whom, and that's the correct usage. Who are some other people to whom you masturbate that have difficult names?
I have no.
Okay.
None. That's not
Matt Smith. That's pretty easy.
Catholic.
Matt Smith.
I have seen Matt Smith's penis. There was a leak of his penis. And
penis leak.
Yeah.
I pulled him up the other night because we were watching the Manson episode of Mindhunter, and they keep saying like when you go talk to Manson, just you remember he's really sensitive about his height, and blah blah. And I had to go look it up. My kid is 5 inches taller than Charles Manson.
How tall is Charles Manson? Your Junior's tall, so how tall is Charles Manson?
Are you looking for an anchor so that you can do a math sum? Which one would you
know.
prefer?
Hold on. Now I'm just gonna.
Do you want Manson or do
I'll
you
just
want
look it
Billy?
up. I'm just gonna
Billy's
look at it.
5'7".
No, I was gonna. Oh,
Billy's eye line is now at or above my eye line. I really noticed it yesterday and said so.
God, he's a tiny. Not a Billy.
5'2".
This is a tiny man.
Mm-hmm.
This. I wonder if this had an influence on anything. Huh? He's a really tiny.
What?
Very tiny man.
I wonder if this had an influence on it. What'd that mean?
On some of his beliefs and actions.
Oh, I see. You're making a remark about a Napoleon complex. I was just mentioning that I was saying Matt Smith played Charlie Manson in a movie. I pulled that up, and I said I feel about that kind of the way I felt when I heard that Daniel Radcliffe was showing his Wang in plays, his Phil Wang. Did you watch the season with Phil Wang?
I'm proud of him. No.
Oh fuck, dude. Oh my God, that is such an unimpeachably great season. Rod Gilbert, James Acaster.
Oh, I love all the James Acaster ones.
Oh my God, he's so great. So yeah, James Acaster, Phil Wang, I think that's his name. I think I'm saying it right. Yeah, Wang. Carrie Godlyman, I'm doing this from memory. Who am I forgetting? It's a really good scene. Oh, Rod Gilbert, the ultimate agent of chaos, the OG agent of chaos. Oh, the video I was going to find is Taskmaster Chaos.
Well, if you see in our links,
I'll put it in there. I'll put it in the doc.
No, I believe it's already in the doc.
No, I won't put it in the doc.
In the Taskmaster studio. I think it is the right one because you posted it on Blue Sky.
Blue Sky on Mars. That's the name of my ego trip. Did you ever see Total Recall?
No, I have
not. It's not a tumor. It's a golden.
I have seen the Colin Farrell version.
Oh.
Yep.
What Mission Probability? What's it called? Minority Report?
No, Minority Report is a decent movie with Tom Cruise and Michael Caine. I think. And yet.
No,
Merlin,
you're missing the fact. What was the name of the actor you just mentioned?
Michael Caine, and you were referencing how Steve Coogan in The Trip or the
who's the Irish actor you mentioned a minute ago?
I mentioned. Michael Caine is
2 actors earlier.
Steve Coogan.
Didn't he mention the Irish actor from the Yorgos Lanthimos movies? Didn't you say Colin somebody? Did I mishear you?
Oh, Colin Firth? Yeah. Oh, yes.
That's the name you said? You said Colin Firth?
I think so. No,
I misheard that. I thought you said
Colin Farrell, right?
Who is in Minority Report?
He's not in Minority Report, is he? He is in the remake of Total Recall.
Okay. Do you want to go ahead and just do a quick Google on Minority Report?
I'm looking at it right now. Yes, okay. He is in Total
the elevator.
Recall.
Remember that when they inspect the balls? He's the companion. He's the guy they explain stuff to. And he's the guy who's like coming in to like audit the system to make sure it still works. And then all those sad ladies in the water are still making good decisions. Make good decisions. No, make good choices. That's it. So I'm sorry.
More importantly,
can I just get you to fucking admit that he's in that movie? He's in my. Can I get you to admit that he's in Minority Report in a co-starring role?
Minority Report. He co-star.
You don't think he's one of the leads? Did you ever see The Lobster?
Who am I to say? Yes, I've seen The Lobster. It's not as good as In Bruges, but it gets close.
Did you ever see The Killing of a Sacred Deer?
No, actually, it's on the list.
Him and Nicole Kidman. It's pretty fucking good. And Barry Irish. Barry Dunkirk's in it too. He's the antagonist. Shh.
Have you seen the Banshees of Ed
Sheeran?
Yes.
No, I keep meaning to. I heard it's got a donkey, and there's an actress. There's an actress I really like who's in it, who's apparently great. You know he has a tattoo of baked beans? Did you know that?
No.
Did you ever Google his tattoos? Title?
No.
He's got a can of Heinz baked beans. That's a tattoo.
God.
You should Google it. It's horrible. It's horrible. And you know what I'm going to say though is the more exposure I have to Ed Sheeran because of watching all these British panel shows, he seems like a pretty cool guy. And I think I've been kind of a dick about him because his giant pumpkin head bugs me.
I mean, he also ruined an episode of Game of Thrones.
You mean he ruined it himself? Sitting around the fire, he ruined it. Alex, you say ruin. A rune is a word that's like a glyph from Nordic times.
You know what? We don't. It could have been cut. That could have been part of the scene.
You'll fix it in post.
Yeah, you'll get rid of the Starbucks cup and put back the ruins of Ed Sheeran.
You sound like John Mulaney giving what's her name, Renee Elise Goldsberry notes in The Company parody. Oh God, I love that show.
Are you going to tell us about? Are you going to talk about the challenge in the after show? Your thinker?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, then please. What was the thinking you did for the thinker?
Oh, it's been an hour and 45 minutes, and I'd super like to end this.
Yes.
Okay, I don't really have much to say except that I think sometimes your first impulse for all kinds of reasons is to approach something as a technical problem, and which is totally normal and cromulent, and we all do it. But like, I was just curious, like, how much you thought about like what you'd like to get out of this exclusive of the technology deployment. Like, what's the building you want rather than the scaffolding you choose? What does this need to do? What would get you more excited about the show? Or like, what's a new aspect that we could explore? That's why I think of it as a thinker, is like, before we get to the technology implementation, like what do you wish you got out of our preparation kind of stuff? I mean, I guess there's the transcript part. That's a big one for you, right?
Yes. Yeah. The transcript part and something like the Taskmaster fan site or
a
wiki of
I
some
totally
sort.
Agree. I've so craved that. I mean, somebody took a crack at that a million years ago with Roderick on the Line. Somebody did a media wiki about that. But like, honestly, that's one reason I have to be careful with stuff like Obsidian, is that's a siren's call for me. Like, you know, and like the reason I came up with this awesome new draft action that I want to tell you about is partly because I'm trying to find the right balance of the longer form interactive elements of Obsidian that I can already do in drafts without stepping on anything. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That was kind of to your much earlier point about trying to minimize all these different kinds of things. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and I was trying to think about that, because I'm always trying to think about, like, you know, how do you keep the relationship sexy? You know, I like to, you know, occasionally like just check in with people that I work with and say, like, you know, not a full-on like off-site, let's talk about our feelings, but like, is there anything that we could do differently here? Is there a better time to record? Is there anything you'd like to change about like something that feels like furniture at this point? But then also just the sort of like, you really nailed it. Like, do you have a place? Do you know where stuff goes if you have an idea, for example? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not asking for an answer, but you asked me what I thought about it, and that's my answer. I think it's interesting to think about it as a thought problem, you know, as well as a technical one. So you're bad, is what I'm saying. You're a bad person.
I am a bad person, mm-hmm. And well, because I use the bad thing, but it's the way I have thought about this.
Are you talking about AI?
I don't use AI. I don't use AI.
I've realized that AI is bad and that no one should use it.
It's bad. I pour out my bottles of water.
I got a text expander for it. If I type AI bad with no space, it says I've realized that AI is bad and no one should use it.
I just literally type AI bad.
AI bad. Oh, fire!
I just write AI bad.
AI bad. It'd be funny if I think in my version, my Sora version of Frankenstein's monster, he's up in a burning windmill and he's being attacked by AI characters and they got 6 fingers. Run! What about the people who draw 6-fingered people? They're going to lose their jobs. It's interesting that that's 6 fingers and not 4, because that's what cartoonists do, and they make gloves. There's a whole YouTube video about why they paint gloves on dolls, on characters.
Well, it's because AI bad.
Well, yeah, but it's also because it's just easier to draw 4 fingers than 5.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah.
And the Mickey gloves with the lines on the back also just, you have a lot more opportunity to like show something kind of weird in 3 dimensions and draw it quickly.
Well, and then they stole that to make.
You know, what's a great name is Existencio. I just added him to my list today. Do you know that name?
No.
There's a guy who was one of the kind of, I think, original Imagineers. He's a very colorful guy, and his name is, I don't know if it's Xavier or Javier. but they call him X for short. His name is X Atencio. How cool of a fucking name, Ex Atencio. It's kind of like, it sounds like a Latin phrase, like, like Ex Machina or Ex Libris, right? He's Ex Atencio.
Which
sounds like from the attention of man.
I really thought you were going to ding us out, but you petered.
On what? What did I ding us out on?
Petered. I thought there was going to be an Xavier Atencio joke, and
to me, my Disney men, that kind of thing. I watched the History of the Haunted House yesterday.
Wait, where is?
I watch a lot of Disney. I watch a fuck ton of Disney videos.
Are you becoming a Disney adult?
Did you know that there's people out there? There's one in particular. One thing I was trying to find recently was, probably won't remember this bit, but we went to Disneyland as a little family in 2012. It was pretty fun. Why do I remember it's 2012? Because it was definitely an Olympic year. Because the little Lord and I were watching the Olympics in the room while Madeline sat in a puddle of beer watching the fireworks. Because you didn't buy the upgraded experience. But all
right, that fucking rules.
But there was at the California resort place in beautiful downtown Disney, they have this thing that runs on a loop on your TV, and it's all like telling you about what's going on in the resort, Mm-hmm. And sometimes we would just have that on because it's kind of exciting, and it plays a little song, and like you get to see. But there's this phrase. Do you remember the phrase? I heard over and over while I was there for 2 nights.
No.
Let me see if I can get it right. Beloved characters. So they go like, delicious food, souvenirs, and beloved characters. So like when they're going to talk about going to a character breakfast or whatever, it's that guy. It's not the guy. It's not the Disney Vault guy. It's not that guy who, the guy from that voiceover video. It's not that guy, but it's a different and I've been trying to find an exact quote of that. Back when I used to use tools for these things. And I just really wanted to find that to send that to Syracuse. I was trying so hard. You know what I discovered? It's called something like, it doesn't matter, WDW Retro or something. But I don't know how they do this, but they post fucking all of these different resort loop messages. The kind of shit, they're like Colin Robinson likes to watch, the loop that runs in your room.
Yes.
That's his favorite TV show, and he can only see it there. I was just trying to find, but you can go, and if you just want something to have on in the background, this might be a fun way to greet Matt tonight. If you can't find these, let me know and I can help. But you can just go in and have it go here's the thing that was running in every hotel room in Orlando in 2002 or whatever. With announcements and da-da-da-da. And it's kind of, I think it's cool that people do stuff like that.
Oh, absolutely. And I know for a fact that founder of Kara's Cox, Freudian slip,
Easy.
Founder of Cox's Cox, Kara Fagan will have that ultimate,
Disney adult.
She just plays the firework shows constantly.
Oh God! When I was a kid, what was it, Perry and Kingsley, the original Main Street Electrical Parade song, the synthesizer song. Oh my God, I was obsessed with that as a kid. Let's look at my recent Disney videos and see what we have, and then can we ding out?
Yes, please.
Let's see. My history's not always right. 7 Secret Rooms at Walt Disney World. And you're probably thinking about this also because of the Go Away Green, right?
Yes.
I watched a really good, there's this guy he's kind of annoying, but he's kind of great. I think his name's Hey Chimney or something. I don't know his name. He's some fucking...
Chimney?
I don't know. Hey Bricky. Hey Bricky? Maybe Hey Bricky. Is it Hey Bricky? It's a dumb fucking name. But anyway, he goes there and he shoots at arm's length. What was it? This was pretty good. Disneyland's Missing River will reshape the park's future. He did a thing with a guy about sound that was fucking great. But really getting in the weeds about how when you're on the way to the ticket booth, you get all the Disney stuff playing. But once you're past the ticket booth, Walt wanted it to be not a liminal space, but kind of a liminal space between the outside world and the inside world. So there's no music playing at the booths. And then, of course, he's going through the thing that people like me obsess about, which is you ever notice how you never notice when you're like, show me within 1 inch when this land turns into that land. And you can't do it because of sight lines, because of curves, and because of music and sound. But like he does this amazing thing about it. It's a Main Street sound boy. I'll see if I can find it. But it was really good. And I think you'd enjoy it. And he gets into the
Sound boy.
What's his name?
Main Street Sound Boy. Hey, Bricky, the Main Street
Hey, Bricky, it's your Main Street
Boy.
Sound Boy. I'm your main boy, your B-boy, on the spot. You notice over there, if you listen carefully, sometimes you can hear a dentist drilling into a young gal. Pretty terrific. If you're having a date, you can go over here and step off. All the names of the buildings are named after people who worked at Disney. Forced perspective causes the third floor to be much smaller than the first. That's not actually a ventilation panel. That's the way that they project this onto the face of the castle.
This is funny. It's so funny.
Would you like some ears? You'll never wear them again. Kid's never worn the Indiana Jones hat, except when he was in
I
Indiana Jones.
love my BB-8 hat. I don't wear it, but I